Action.
The room is the main character of the film, if you want, or Mike Enslin makes it a character in the room. You know, that was my big fear when we started this. How do you make this room constantly visually interesting?
Where is the bone-chilling terror? Show me the rivers of blood. It's kind of fun. It's very challenging because there's nothing to cut away to. It's just a room. It's not like we're going there and it's blue screen or green screen and we're just pretending to do the whole thing. It's basically us in a room.
It's all over the place.
But on the same token, there was, when they had their set that was on fire, it was on fire, and when it was the set that was frozen, they created a terrific world for me to work in.
Rehearsing, and action!
And now!
They were doing so much stuff some days that room was actually doing a lot of stuff. They didn't do a lot of CGI in that room. They did a lot of stuff in there. It was kind of crazy.
Phil!
If you have 2 or 3 actors, it's in a way much easier to plan the scene.
Action!
Here, we had to be much more adventurous in many ways.
For both the director and the actor, for the producer, it's easy. It's easier. For the actor, I think, and the director, there's several things that they have to think about. I think, you know, for Michael, he's got to map it out extremely carefully, and he and John have to be on exactly the same page.
Yeah, and then bang down after that.
Well, we talked about it, but then we also just talked how we were going to be partners and try to find our way, and we're going to have to try to find the logic of the thing, even though it's a bit of a dream. And, you know, we just knew we had to trust each other because we were going to go on this bizarre journey. And
3, 2, 1, Phil!
John's imagination is active enough for him to be able to pull, you know, things like that off.
I don't know how he did it. I mean, I didn't have to do that as much. Most of my scenes were with John and, you know, and the young actress who played our daughter, so it was more tangible.
Round 1 goes to the hideous Mr. Olin for effective aggressiveness. I have to admit, he had me going for a moment.
It's really important that Mike Enslin is unbelievably watchable. But at the same time, Mike has to have a lot of layers, has to be a really good actor to calibrate himself that carefully. And John's that guy who can play humor, sarcasm, black humor, funny, pathos, sadness, all the things. So he's like this great acting tool for the director to go, okay, how about this?
John is someone I've wanted to work with for years. He's a great, great actor. I think he's probably on the list. If you ask most actors, you know, some actors they want to work with, he'd probably make a lot of the lists.
Am I out?
You're okay, you're okay, you're okay. Wait, lie down, lie down, lie down, lie down, lie down, lie down. You're okay. You're in the hospital.
Hospital where? In New York?
New York? No, no, you're in L.A.
He have an incredible ability to change his persona and almost his looks without any you know, makeup tricks or anything. And that was very important in this case.
Do you know why I can stay in your spooky old room, Mr. Olin? Because I know that ghoulies and ghosties and long-legged beasties don't exist. Even if they did, there's no God to protect us from them, is there?
John has this really, you know, wow, amazing energy. So to have me and him in the same scene is like almost like contrasting styles. If you ask the majority of editors that have worked on the films that I've done from take to take to take, you can probably lay them over each other and you'll see me do the same action. John does something different every time they say action. John's like changing. So it's kind of like fun to have my consistent energy and his kind of manic energy as Mr. Enslin kind of bouncing around the room and making choices and thinking and stopping and changing his rhythm all the time. It kind of keeps you on your toes. It's fun.
What you're doing is you're playing a little game, which frankly I find a little bit tiresome. You're selling the mystique, but we both know you're gonna give me the key eventually, and I'm gonna write my story and your bookings are gonna go up 50%. No, you're playing a little game. You're selling the mystique, but eventually we both know you're gonna give me the key and I'm gonna go up to the room and I'm gonna write my story and your bookings are gonna go up 50%. Do you mind if my little friend records our conversation?
Think you're clever, don't you?
I know the game.
The idea of Sam Jackson came up from Quentin Tarantino and Bob Weinstein. Bob had given Quentin the script, who had loved it, and said, God, you know, what about Sam Jackson? And when we first heard Sam's name, we were like, well, wait a second, that's not how we've been thinking about this at all.
If you read a short story, if you read Stephen King's short story, Olin is described as a white guy, quite short, maybe a little bit chubby, of European background. And you can say a lot of things about Sam Jackson, but he's none of these things, right?
Yeah, I'm much darker, actually.
And much taller.
And taller, yes.
Got to clean, got some help.
Yep.
Reach in.
Thanks, Sam.
I'm good with that.
We would have naturally gravitated towards probably a great English actor, you know?
Well, during your investigation, did you discover anything about the 22 natural deaths?
If an English bellhop tells you don't go in that room, you think, all right, but I'm gonna go in the room. But if Sam Jackson says don't go in that room, you don't want to go in the room.
Stand here?
Yeah, if you just stand on that side of the camera, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something about Sam. He's a good crypt keeper. Like if it scared Sam, it's gonna scare you. So he gives it a kind of a existential street cred.
Can we pick up anything else before we change over to this side?
And what was the most fun for you about this particular production?
Going to London. I like London. Yeah, shooting in London is always great, you know, and being inside that place and actually getting my first bespoke suit. My outfit is tailored. It's actually tailored to my body. So I'd never had, you know, a real tailored suit before.
I'm still staying.
Damn it to hell!
I'm sorry.
All right, here. Here. Read the godforsaken thing. I guarantee you, once you've read it, you won't want to stay in 1408.
It was very important to have an actor who was strong enough to stand up to John Cusack, because John Cusack is he's a strong guy, he's a big guy, and he have charisma, and he's a strong character. So I think Sam Jackson is one of the guys that actually could do that. And John and Sam had never worked together before, even if they had the ambition to do that. And to have these two guys in the same room was quite something.
Please, don't do this.
I'll call you about those Knicks tickets.